Welcome to the Word Around Town, Episode 3, a podcast dedicated to what's going on in Northwest Indiana. I'm Steve Jamrock with Realty Executives Premier, your host, and I'm a little late this week. I do apologize. Had a lot going on this week, some continuing education classes, a fair housing summit. I'm on the board of directors for our local Realtor Association. We had our monthly meeting yesterday, and there was a lot to discuss about what's happening in our industry. And of course, my normal real estate business has thankfully been very good the last couple weeks, so keeping busy, keeping up with my clients there. But again, I want to make sure I got this out to you before the weekend because there's a lot of great things happening. So let's go ahead and jump in and talk about what's going on in Northwest Indiana. Real quick, thank you again for everybody who continues to support by commenting, sharing, liking, subscribing to this podcast. Greatly appreciate you. And if this is your first time here, thanks for listening. I'd be honored if you went ahead, took the time, hit that subscribe button. If you like what you hear, give me a thumbs up. And of course, any suggestions or questions, leave them in the comment box below. I want to make sure that I provide you with the most relevant content that you want to hear about what's happening in Northwest Indiana. So we'll go ahead and jump into our real estate update here in a second. Then we'll go ahead and talk about what's new or what's old in Northwest Indiana. Going to touch on some local high school football here today, too. It's the halfway point of the high school football season, so I want to jump in, highlight a couple teams that have really stand out here in the region, and then we'll talk about what's happening this weekend. And there's a lot of great events going on in Northwest Indiana this weekend, so you're going to want to stick around and make sure you fill out your calendar for the weekend here. All right, on to our real estate update. Real estate market is continues to evolve here in Northwest Indiana. What I mean by that is we are definitely seeing homes take longer to sell now, so we're definitely seeing a little bit of a slowdown. Certain homes, though, that buyers either have been waiting for or they find it as a perfect fit are still going quickly. But majority of the homes right now, we've definitely seen a little bit of a slowdown, taking a little bit longer to sell. I ran some stats of our last 2 1-month periods. What I mean by that is from July 18th of 25, obviously, to August 18th, and then August 18th to September 18th, and compare those periods as far as the days on market and how long it took a property to sell from the time it was active. And on average, the August to September 30-day period there, we saw homes sitting on the market an average of 6 to 10 days longer than the July to August timeframe. Now, is that just the traditional slowdown that we see this time of year, or is that more of a market situation to where things are starting to slow down overall? That will be the question that I'll be answering over the coming weeks here as we continue to watch, but we're definitely seeing homes sit on the market a little bit longer. Prices have also started to ease up over the last couple months. Again, home prices are still elevated throughout the region, but we're not seeing the rapid gains that we once were throughout our community. So couple that with what's going on with interest rates right now, and that is good news for you home buyers out there, especially if you've been on the sidelines waiting to get back into the market. Interest rates continue to drop to their lowest level in over a year. We've had some very steady gains, and here today, Freddie Mac actually just put out their weekly mortgage survey where they go around and survey the major lenders that they service and find out what their average interest rates are. And the average of that survey was 6.2% for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. Now, again, that is an average. And if you are out there looking to get a mortgage, your situation could be different. You could get a rate quoted that is lower and or higher that depending upon your financial situation. But again, we've gone from seeing an average rate in the mid to high sixes just about 2 to 3 weeks ago, all the way down to 6.2%. So the closer we get to 6%, the better we're going to be as far as our market goes. But it's also going to mean more competition for you home buyers out there as more and more buyers start getting back into the market. So definitely going to want to make sure that if you haven't done so yet, let's sit down, have that buyer consultation, get everything lined up to where you're pre-approved, ready to go as homes continue to come on the market here in Northwest Indiana. With that said, a quick little rant too I want to talk about here. Get a lot of calls over the last couple of weeks to where people are reaching out via one of my listings, from a sign, from advertising, whatever, and start asking questions. And you come to find out that they already have a realtor. I asked them, why are you calling me instead of reaching out to the realtor for these questions. And these questions are typically just general knowledge questions, about a price, a layout, condition, whatever the case is. And the most common answer I get when I ask them why aren't they reaching out to the realtor is that the realtor is too busy. And that just gives me chills to hear that a realtor would either say they're too busy or their client feels they're too busy because they're not getting back to them in a timely manner. So guys, if your realtor is not taking the time to return your calls, or if you feel they're too busy for you, no matter how small or minor you think that question is, you might want to reevaluate your relationship with that realtor. Now, I'm not saying go out and just fire them, but you do have the option to do that. Even if you are in a contract with a buyer agent, if you feel they're not performing and providing you the service that you expect, you can definitely have that conversation to cancel that contract and move on to another realtor. So want to make you aware that you do have that option. If these are reasonable requests that you feel you're not getting an answer back or a phone call back or a text or whatever in a timely fashion, again, you should reevaluate that relationship because, we might be busy. We might be with another client, or we're doing a showing, or sitting here on this podcast right now where I can't go ahead and respond to you this instant, but you should be able to get back relatively quick. As I know most realtors, our phones are attached to us, so there really is no reason to not provide quick communication there. So again, sorry, just a quick rant. I want to make sure that you are aware that you are not stuck to that agent if you don't feel they're giving you the service you provide. Speaking of housing, I have a listing here in Crown Point, 350 Cochran Drive. I just want to share real quick with you guys. This is a great house, especially for those of you that are potentially looking to downsize. And I know many of you out there just haven't found the right home. So this one might be for you. It's a half duplex home, ranch, main level living throughout, maintenance free. That means the HOA takes care of the snow removal and landscaping. It's only $70 a month for that HOA. So that's a pretty inexpensive HOA dues compared to a lot of homes here in the region. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, just over 1,800 square foot. It has a sunroom. It's been very well maintained, built in 2005, newer furnace, walk-in closet, primary ensuite with a step-in shower. So I know a lot of you, as we age, we don't want to deal with tubs anymore. So it does have the nice walk-in shower in the primary suite, and just a wonderful open concept half duplex ranch here in Crown Point. Again, that's listed for $323,100. That's $323,100, and that is 350 Cochran Drive. If you or anybody you know are interested, I'll leave a link to the listing details below. Feel free to reach out and share that again with anybody you know who might be looking for that type of property here in Crown Point. Also, I know a lot of you are still feeling frustrated for lack of inventory out there, and or you may be interested in new construction homes on the market. I drove by a subdivision I haven't been past in quite some time, a few months. It's called the Preserves in St. John. It's a shilling development between US 41 and the state line, actually off White Oak Avenue in St. John. And I was surprised at how rapidly this subdivision has progressed, and it's just an awesome subdivision. Not only the location, just being minutes off of US 41 and all the amenities that St. John has to offer there, and then also just a few minutes of the state line and 394 for commuters. But the homes are phenomenal back here in the Preserves. The prices start around $800,000 up to about $1.39 million. There's a few homes that are under construction that are offered for sale. A lot of these are to be built yet, but there's plenty of those floor plans available and ready to go for you guys out there. And the unique thing about this home, again, about this subdivision, besides the location, is it's 100 acres of open nature preserve. So dedicated nature preserve in this area. It's not going to be touched. There's walking trails and bike paths throughout there. So they're definitely keeping the natural topography of the area, which is really unique to a lot of subdivisions around Northwest Indiana, where they come in and just kind of plow and level, make everything there, and then plant some trees, and on the way they go. This has a lot of natural trees, a lot of natural features. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say natural trees. They're all natural trees. A lot of old growth trees, a lot of the original natural features here in the preserves have been kept and preserved, hence the preserves. So if you're interested in new construction and being close to the state line and St. John, definitely check out the preserves. Give me a call. If you have any questions, I'll put a link to the subdivision below as well. I'd be happy to talk to you about any of the homes there in the preserves. That's a great neighborhood in St. John. So, all right, on to what's new in Northwest Indiana. And actually, today I'm actually going to talk about what's old in Northwest Indiana. Not much new development to share with you today, but I want to talk about a couple of old topics. Mainly two restaurants that I went to recently that haven't been to in a while. The first one is right here in Crown Point on Main Street, just north of the Jewel Plaza, and that's Fat Burrito. It's a Mexican restaurant. I haven't been there in, probably a good 2 years, and recently got back in there for the first time, and it's easy to forget about. I hate to say it. So the location, it's right on Main Street, but it's kind of tucked in into the shopping plaza there. But once you go in there, you remember, darn it, I need to get back here more often. The food was delicious. Service was on point, very affordable, great little Mexican restaurant here in Crown Point, Fat Burrito. I know there's other locations throughout the region as well. Actually, I was just in Highland yesterday and saw they opened one over in the Port Delu Plaza in Highland as well. So if you're looking for good Mexican food, take a chance. Check out Fat Burrito. I think you'll be happy with what they have to offer there. Another business I went to recently, and that was this week, I haven't been to in a while, is the Journeyman Distillery in Valparaiso. It's in downtown Valparaiso, just north of US 30. In between 30 and downtown Valparaiso there. And Journeyman Distillery started in Michigan. I think it's Three Oaks, Michigan. And then expanded over to Valparaiso, where they have a distillery / restaurant / event space. And the building is in an old warehouse factory building. And the renovations they've done to this place have just been phenomenal. I originally went to the Journeyman about 2 years ago. We had our Christmas party there for our company here at Realty Executives. And I think we were the first event there. And it was cool back then. The food was great. But to get back in there and see a lot of the continuation of build out and details that they put into this event center and restaurant, it's phenomenal. It's just a great place to go, whether you're looking to have some drinks or have a lunch or have a dinner. You're looking for an event space to host your weddings, business events. Definitely check out Journeyman Distillery. There's some rooftop seating options overlooking the area. They have a great courtyard there with fire pits and bags where you can hang out as well. Again, the food was delicious. The drinks, I'm not a big whiskey guy, but their whiskey is really good. I'm more of a vodka guy, and their vodka is delicious. It's actually kind of dangerously delicious. So with that said, Journeyman Distillery in Valparaiso, check them out. Great ambiance, great place to host an event, or just go out there, have a lunch or a dinner or a couple drinks there in Valparaiso. Also, the Crown Point parking update. So for those of you that haven't been paying attention, Crown Point has forever has had a parking ordinance in our downtown square where you could only park around the square for up to 2 hours. Well, unfortunately, they really haven't enforced that in years. And over the last week, they came out and said that they found a way to better enforce this, and they are going to go ahead and start enforcing it rather strictly. And that went into effect 2 weeks ago. And I can tell you there has been a huge difference in parking on the square now. So for all of you who have been afraid to come out to the square because you could never find a place to park, there are plenty of open spaces now. So come on out here, support our businesses. Just remember, Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5:30, you cannot be parked there in one spot longer than 2 hours, or you will get a citation there. But again, it's been great for a lot of our restaurants and shops on the square where you can park real quick, hop out, run in, and don't have to drive around looking for a spot, even though there is still plenty of parking off the square as well if you're looking to stay longer than 2 hours. But again, I think that's been a very good, just a lot of open spots now. So come on out, check out the square when you have a second. On to local sports now. It's halfway through the high school football season, first time touching on our local sports scene, and there has been some standout football being played here in the region. And to start with, we're going to talk about Crown Point because they were a team that was not necessarily supposed to take a step back, but they lost a very talented roster from last year, and they responded by going 4-0 to start the season with some big wins against Maryville and Indianapolis Pike. They travel to Portage this Friday, so again, I don't think they've lost a Duneland Conference game in 2 years, 2.5 years now. So Crown Point continues to roll around and is continuing to be the cream of the crop in the region. On to Hobart. Hobart is 4-0, and they play at a 3-1 Andrean team this year. Hobart has always been the standard in the region for football, high school football for the throughout the years. So whenever Hobart has a great team, I always feel like football is a little bit better in Northwest Indiana when Hobart's doing well. And of course, when Hobart and Andrean gets together, that's always entertaining. So Hobart is 4-0 and at Andrean, who is 3-1 this weekend. Michigan City and Maryville, two other really good teams right now in the region. Michigan City is a standout there. They are 3-1. They are hosting Maryville, who is 2-2, and Maryville has a really strong team as well. But they have 2 losses, both to really good teams, one in Crown Point, and the other is Loyola Academy out of Chicago. So again, Maryville is very strong. They've just played a really tough schedule, hence the 2-2 record. Should be a great game Friday at Michigan City against Maryville. And then finally, Lowell. Lowell is 3-1. They face Highland at home this weekend. Lowell's only loss came at the hands of Crown Point, so they have that was a kind of a butt whooping there. Crown Point put on Lowell, but Crown Point scores a lot against everybody. So great to see Lowell respond positively after that Crown Point game, and they are now 3-1 and hosting Highland this weekend. So going to be a beautiful weekend if you're looking for some Friday night lights. A lot of great games in the region on Friday. Okay, let's transition over to what's happening this weekend. There's a lot of great events going on in Northwest Indiana this weekend. We'll start in Crown Point with the Blues, Brews, and Barbecue. This is a fundraiser for the Crown Point Rotary Club. It's happening this Saturday, September 20th from 1 to 8 p.m. at the Lake County Fairgrounds. It's going to have great craft breweries there. Lots of great food, and of course, live blues music. So tickets are $15, I believe. Get them beforehand. Go over there. Check out the Blues, Brews, and Barbecue. A great event supporting the Crown Point Rotary Club. Touch a Truck in Crown Point is this Sunday, September 21st from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Crown Point Sportsplex. That's off of North Street and 113th Avenue. Really cool event. I remember taking my kids there when they were younger and seeing their eyes get real wide as they see all the emergency vehicles and construction machines, tow trucks. They get up close, get to touch with them, interact with the first responders. Just a really, really cool event. Again, that's Touch a Truck this Sunday, September 21st from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Crown Point Sportsplex. Over in Munster, Paws in the Park that supports the Humane Society of Indiana is happening Saturday, September 20th. That's from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Lots of food, drinks, and supporting a great cause there in Humane, Indiana. The Haunted Pub Crawl is coming back to downtown Crown Point this Saturday, September 20th, starting at 7:30 p.m. from the Halls of Justice. Come on out, check out a lot of the great restaurants and bars here in Crown Point as you support them and hop around and see if you can find any, interact with any of our local spirits here that could be haunting downtown Crown Point. Always a fun event here, the Haunted Pub Crawl. And last but not least, on Sunday, September 21st, first full day of fall at the Indiana Dunes State Park, is the first day fall hike. So at 1 p.m., meet at the Indiana Dunes State Park, get out there and enjoy the first full day of fall. It should be a great weekend to be out and about. checking out these great events. That's what's happening in Northwest Indiana. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them below. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next week, guys. Thank you.